Alright, finally back with some progress and an update on the motorbike project. For those of you who didn't catch any earlier parts, this is my 66 Collegiate motorbike project conversion here that I'm doing. I'm going to be running a 3-speed Shimano coaster brake rear hub here, and that for the moment is my only plans for brakes. We'll have to see if it's even capable of stopping it once I get it to that point. Finally got my sprocket going here. That was a pretty big endeavor. You know, just mounting a sprocket onto a hub seems like a simple idea within itself, but it really turned out to be quite a complicated thing to get it balanced. But I've got it extremely balanced and straight. I'm pretty happy with the results. Actually, I couldn't be happier. I'm going to be switching the hardware on there to some stainless button cap Allen drive bolts when the final product's done, but pretty happy with the way that it came out. I bought a sprocket that was of the same diameter as the hub flange, but it was about a 1/16 of an inch bigger all the way around, so there's a rubber gasket in there that balances it, and then welded the 4 mounting holes shut, re-drilled a 9-bolt pattern, and the 9-bolt pattern is utilizing the smallest cross hatches of the spokes here on the opposite side there. And my dad hooked me up with a couple of these washers that were giant washers. I milled the insides out a few thousandths of an inch to get the inner hub flange diameters a little bit bigger than the outside. I had temporarily welded my washer onto the sprocket to ensure that all my drill hole patterns were precisely aligned, and then just ground those tack welds loose. Cut the plate in a half. It's an unbalanced half. It's to kind of keep things simple. Being a 9-bolt pattern, one side had to be slightly larger than the other. There's 5 bolts on one and 4 on the other. That's just the way it had to be. But I went and welded the washers together all the way around to give it some more stability. And then these are just a couple of pieces of nice thick durable foam rubber that's got a rubber face on it, and you see there's a little bit of white hanging out there. That's an adhesive back that I'm going to peel and stick onto to those components once it's done and they're painted. So I made all that, and that turned out pretty well. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to have to pull those off. I'm going to paint those a silver hammered finish, and then put it back together. I get my Bendix armature back on there and put my cog on and all that stuff. So I've got my engine here. I've got my centrifugal clutch on there. I've got a nickel plated chain here ready to roll. And so now I'm going to move on to mounting the engine here. Pretty exciting for me. I really can't wait to get it going. So that pretty much sums up the progress at this point. Until next time.